Hi, welcome back to my channel, D Encounters. I'm back like I never left. Now, the next encounter I will be talking about today has to do with Valentine's, as you can tell by the roses I have here. Of course, I'm on a bike, so you must be wondering what's this encounter or story going to be about. Well, stay tuned. Okay, so like I said, fresh off the heels of Valentine's, hope y'all had a great Valentine's Day or Singles Awareness Day. This video is more in line with Singles Awareness Day, which comes after Valentine's Day, because I think it's a good day to reflect on, what the encounter or what the journey has been like as a single. And so I thought in this video I would do a rundown of places I thought I would find love. Or maybe I will just tackle one point at a time. We will see. I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, so one of the places I thought I would find love as a single is, you guessed it, at the gym. At the gym, people are going to become their best selves, work out, be more health conscious. People are all oiled up and sweaty. So, it could go both ways. Some people could look better sweaty. Some people could look better, non-sweaty. So it could go both ways. But I thought, the gym is a place where guys like to go. In fact, more guys than girls in my experience. And so I started going to the gym solo. And while going to the gym solo, I eventually got company. So it was like three of us as ladies, as friends, as good girlfriends who would go to the gym. And so I went there to find love, but I ended up finding friendship. And who can relate to that? Like, you go someplace expecting, well, of course I'm not saying this was my primary reason for going to the gym. I'm saying this was a place I expected to find love. Of course, if I'm going to the gym, and especially if I'm paying money for gym classes, I'm going to the gym to work on my health and my best self. But in the back of your mind, you're always thinking that, wow, wouldn't it be so interesting, or wouldn't it be so cool, or wouldn't it be so magical if the one was at the gym. I can tell in my case, the one was not at the gym. And I think I signed up for, in my times when I was expecting to meet someone, I think I had signed up for like 2 to definitely 3 or 4 different gyms over the years, right? And I did have like a personal trainer, but like when I quickly met him, I realized there was an age gap. He had a lot more going on in his life in terms of he already had children, and that sort of thing. So even though he was fit and he was good looking and he was friendly and everything, that was a no-go. And then there was a gym at work. And so you would think, okay, all the hottest from work would be coming to the gym. That was not the case. I mean, we probably had like this one guy who, whenever he would see us at the gym, he would tease us because we had a name for ourselves. Me and my girlfriends, I don't think I can say the name. I don't have permission. But like, he found the name so amusing and he would just taunt us with the name. So like, all I had at the gym pretty much was a taunt. But it was good times at the gym, like, doing different exercises, trying different things from kickboxing and Zumba and Taibo. And if nothing else, there's nothing more empowering than doing like a class that's sensual. It has dancing and it just makes you feel good. So if anything, you're like putting good energy out there. It's good self-love, and you're putting good energy out there. You feel good, you attract what's good, I think. So nothing at the gym. Okay, so the next place, can you tell me how many minutes? That's it?
5 minutes and almost 30 seconds.
Okay, so I literally have to do like 3 things per video. You stop it? It's still going. Okay. So the second... The second place I expected to find love was, of course, at school. So in my previous videos, I mentioned, I went to a university that had a huge campus. I was away from home, was a good opportunity for meeting people. So I thought, well, I should say school on a whole. So, with tertiary level. So when I left high school, I went to an all-girls school. So definitely from after high school onwards is what I'm referring to. So I studied at a community college, and if I'm honest, I wasn't really expecting to find someone that young or even in that time frame. But in any case, even if it was down to fate or what have you, it so happened that I was in a course that was predominantly female, and it wasn't a situation you basically pretty much have to go out of your way to make male friends from other courses. So by the time I got to university, that's when I think I had higher expectations of, okay, I will be done with my post-secondary education for now, and then I'd be looking at the working life. So definitely at university. And then plus to hear all these stories from like older people, of them meeting their spouses while at university or while at teachers college, etc. So I definitely had high hopes for university. However, once again, I happened to be studying, so I did language and communication, aka linguistics. So it was definitely a course that was predominantly female. Once again, you had 1 and 2 males, but like literally 1 and 2, like 0.1% male, 99.9% female. So, in my class, in my course was a no-go. Unless I did courses, of course, in other departments, which I did. But then again, I found that it was mostly females. I don't know. I'm thinking I should have gone to a university that had more males. So, for example, next door, there was a university that focused on technology and computing and programming. And so that was more attractive to males, in the time when I went to university. So definitely maybe I should have gone to like a school like that. Which, fun fact, I actually did want to pursue courses at that university. But it wasn't in the cards for me. So I ended up going to the predominantly female university. And, people are free to say what they want to say. But, and I'm sure there are people at that university who would be like, yeah, there were guys, but, the guys, them can stay. Them all right. Nobody come for me in the comments. I'm just giving you my POV. Could I have made more effort to be in spaces where I could have met guys, and good quality guys, not just any guy? Yes, but hindsight is always 2020, because you had a lot of Christian groups, big Christian groups on the campus. Not to say I would have found anyone there, but maybe if I was more involved in those groups from the beginning, from like the first year of my university, I eventually started going here and there. I think towards the end of my university experience, towards my 3rd year. So maybe if I had gone from my 1st year, that would have been, more fertile ground to find like-minded men, and maybe a potential match. But I think I pretty much stuck to hall activities. So I was on the choir, predominantly female. I was on the dance. I was on or in a dance group, predominantly female. Hall life, like literally we had like 3 floors of dorms, and only the first floor had males. The 2 other floors predominantly female. So predominantly female situation I'm talking about. So the pickings were slim. So university was also a no-go. The third place I expected to find, the one was church. And with church, I went to quite a few different churches from I was in university, neighboring churches or churches that had programs where they would pick up students from their dorm and then take them to church. I have some thoughts on church. I know a lot of people probably are like, church guys are the worst, and but I get mixed up with church guys and church this. And what I will say, looking back in terms of the hindsight is 2020, is that people are people. No matter what setting you put them in, people are people, and so it goes both ways in terms of what I'm saying. In terms of you could have good guys in the church, you could have guys in the church who are wolves in sheep clothing. You could have guys, it's a mixed bag. It's just people. And I love church. I think church is a good place to meet someone. I've had, I think, many opportunities to meet someone, but again, it just wasn't there for me. I could do a whole segment on my church involvement, because pretty much by the time I finished university, by the time I finished my first degree and started my master's, I was pretty much living at church. I was at church for choir practice, Bible study, prayer meeting, young adults, you name it. Any occasion, I was at church. And honestly, in that time, I wasn't really at church looking for someone, as the primary reason for going to church. It was just eventually I was like, I'm spending most of my time here. Wouldn't it be so great if I found my Boaz in this space where I am spending most of my time? But again, that didn't happen for me. And I'm talking about multiple churches here, so I don't want you to think it's just one church, because in different, and I'll get into that in future videos, in different periods of my life I lived in different places. So there was one point in time after finishing university, I was living in Kingston, and then I was living in Montego Bay, and then when I eventually migrated and was living overseas, I also joined church communities there. So I'm not talking about like a specific church, I'm talking about church in general. And so those are 3 places I expected to find love as a single person. And I'm curious to know, so drop it in the comments, where are some places that you definitely, like your top 3 places where you thought, this is a good place to find a guy. I'm going to bring it, be my best self, and be beat and fly and show up in these spaces. And of course, be authentic and friendly and nice. And with the expectation of finding someone, what are, your 3 places where you expected to find love and as a single person, and it just didn't work out for you? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious to know, and I'm curious to discuss this topic some more. That's all I have for you to know. That's all I have for you right now. Thanks. If you made it to the end, thank you. Bear with me. I'm getting into this YouTube thing, so I need to, get my YouTube voice, my YouTube face, my YouTube vibes right. All positive and constructive feedback is appreciated. You can send me a DM on my IG over at Encounters, ENKOUNTERS. So that's all I have. Bye bye, till next time.